Hello and welcome to the show. We are back here on GTA 5 with another Survive the Hunt. Now, today's is starting a little bit different to the normal ones you can see I'm in a car park as opposed to the normal dock start. The way this is going to work is and you can also see I've got my Devastate 8 out here. There are a small group of hunters waiting outside the car park. After 5 minutes, the rest of the hunters will join in the chase. Now, of course, there is no maps. There is no name over players on. My car is very distinctive, but my car is very fast. Basically, I have kind of a bit of a head start, but I've also got to immediately go into a chase. We've got a lot of things to worry about, a lot of things to kind of try and deal with here. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see how this goes, really. I guess we're going to just kind of inch our way out. My objective here is to survive for 24 hours of game time. So I'm going to try and survive until 10 tomorrow morning. That's the hope here, that we can manage this. Now, as we blast out of here, there are going to be cars ready and waiting for us. Yep, there are 2 of them on this side. Oh, there are 5 vehicles parked up this end, ready to give chase. There is another 9, I think, ready to jump in after the 5 minutes are up. Now, the initial 5, I mean, if they catch me, I would have failed. Kind of very badly if I managed to get caught by the initial 5 vehicles, because there are various rules and various things that the chasers have to abide by. Weapons-wise, they are allowed non-automatic pistols and shotguns. Vehicle-wise, they're not allowed to use supercars. They're only allowed to use the much lower-end sports cars. This is in the name of balance. You know, when we've got such odds against me, we have to try and balance things out one way or another, and that is the easiest way to do it, by restricting what the hunters can use. They're also not allowed to shoot from their cars. Christ, this I really like the Devastate. It is a seriously good car, and this one has absolutely left them for dead. Now, I'm going to have to, of course, park at some point. I'm going to have to stop the Devastate, get out. I kind of want to hide it, but I also I need to swap cars at some point, and I'm very, very well aware of this. I need to swap cars, but swapping cars is a dangerous time. When I'm inside the Devastate, I am, you know, almost untraceable. When I'm outside the Devastate, I'm uncatchable in this guise, unless I make a very, very silly mistake, like that, for example. When I swap into something else, I don't actually know why I've gone down here, because this isn't a very good place to get a car from, come to think of it. It might be a good place to abandon this, though, because I don't actually want to have to try and drive out of the car park there, because that is drive into a very obvious area. So we're going to abandon our car along there. That's fine, because I'm going to go and head into this car park over here to acquire a new vehicle. Oh, I know, I can't take an F620. I cannot take that. Every single F620 in the game will... Oh, you've left a car for me. How very kind of you. If I drive an F620, especially if I drive a green one, every single hunter will look at it. I am far too well known for liking my green F620. I cannot drive that car. And there is a reason why I'm not going for the Bullet either. As tempting as the Bullet is, as fast as a Bullet is, and so on, the downside with supercars is supercars get looked at. Supercars will be checked. I say every supercar will be checked, that's probably not quite true, but you see a Bullet, you're going to wonder, would Alex have gone for that? The answer, quite possibly. And because I'm driving an SUV, that hunter, for example, paid no attention to me. Oh, well, that's a start. We've already seen our first... I mean, we are now in full incognito mode. We are now in full incognito mode here. That was our first close shave with a hunter, if you like. Mildly terrifying. They will get worse as I try to blend in and not get spotted. Because, well, this is what we are going to have to do. To survive the 24 hours, you know, you can't run the whole 24 hours. You will run out of skill, basically. I couldn't drive that Devastate for 24 hours game time flat out. I would make a mistake, the car would eventually get broken, I would be shot. Blending in is much easier. I'm also not allowed to, of course, go and hide in a bush somewhere. While you know, yes, you could survive for the full 24 hours in a garden or something. It would be a very boring video, so we're not going to do that. I'm going to have to keep on the move. I say keep on the move, you know, we'll stop at traffic lights because I have to be able to blend in with traffic. But yeah, I could do without you taking... Why are you taking pictures of an SUV? Like, this is not a particularly exciting car. What do you think it is? I mean, if I'd stolen the Bullet, I could kind of understand it, but this is not an exciting car. I mean, there are weird interactions with the AI. I don't think something like that would ever get me spotted, really. That is a player doing a weird thing. That is a player going to steal a car. Yeah, I don't know why they want that car, but they are going to go and steal it. Christ. That's not particularly great. I was really hoping to not have to stop here again, because I know there is a player over there doing a car hijacking. Now, you will also see there is an occasional prompt that will come up saying challenge a player to an impromptu race. It's something that you can't get away with. Something you can't get away from, sorry. There's no settings or anything. The plus point that I have, at least, to work with here is that while the hunters are in communication with one another, they also don't have maps and names over players. You see that sign, and the chances are you aren't thinking much of it, because there are hunters around. You know, you can be a couple of blocks away and won't realise, essentially. So, yeah, we will get away without that. That's not really a particular giveaway. It comes up so... And to be fair, so many messages pop up now. You're busy concentrating everywhere else. It's not really a problem, basically. It's not really a problem. I guess it could give something away at the very last, worst minutes, maybe. But it's unlikely, essentially. Okay. We've kind of left that area a little bit. I mean, not massively well. They will probably have found my car by now. Sometimes it's advantageous to leave your car about. That also looked very weird from that black Oracle. That looked very peculiar. Although the AI sometimes just do strange driving. No, that is an AI car because it is sat on the brake lights. There is a lot of people running away, which I don't like the look of. Why is there a lot of people running away? What the hell is going on over there? There is a car doing a donut in the middle of the road. What the hell is happening up there? It's a SUV thing prattling around. Don't know, is it checking stuff? Oh, police have turned up. You know, I'm not really enjoying my time up here. I'm not going to lie. Up here is a bit sketchy. I can hear some sirens going, oh, please don't give me a random wanted level for being in a stolen car again. I could really do without that. Please, AI, please be kind. Please go gods of GTA 5. Oh, I think someone maybe crashed into a parked car and it's freaked out all the AIs in that area. I mean, it's okay, they've freaked them all out and they've buggered off. I can't see any sign of people around at the moment, which is something. What is the AI going to do here? Okay, they've sorted themselves out, that's fine. Right. Where do we go? We go to the airport. We don't tend to visit the airport very often. So let's head in that direction, shall we? We could go get a truck. Like, the trucks are a fun idea. We've kind of talked about this before a little bit. Yeah, if I drive a truck, no one will check a truck. Not only can you not really check a truck because of their height and so on, that is very much a player car. That is also a player car going on there. Okay. They can go and do their thing. They can go and do their thing. I mean, they've run a red light. If they were suspicious of my car, it wasn't much. I think there's more likely they were sat waiting for their friend over there. We're going to go down this way. Now, airport is a curious place. It's not a place that I visit very often in a Survive the Hunt, not unless I'm in a chase and we're panicking. However, I'm hoping the brake and beep the horn will have blended us in nicely with that one. It's like, how do you do something erratic but try and be an AI? Well, they won't expect me to beep the horn. That's what we're going to go for. What on earth was I going to say? Yeah, airport. Sorry, dangerous place in some regards, in a few regards, because there's not very many ways out. There's essentially 3 ways in and out. You can go this way, you can go the way that I'm going to exit, or you can go on the motorway. And you know, you're basically on the edge of the map. You can't really go in. Well, you could go into the actual airfield, but there's no reason why you would. There's no good outcome for that one particularly. I guess unless you wanted, unless all hell had broken loose and my last ditch effort was grab a helicopter or something. But trying to get in a helicopter and get off the ground, I think would be too. I think you get shot. If I was in such a situation where that was a get out plan, I think I'm pretty screwed. Really, I'd be better off parking the car across a subway tunnel and trying to run down into the trains and fight your way out that way. Genuinely probably is a better option than trying to go in a helicopter. Not that it's never got to a point where I've been in a desperate situation and a helicopter's been my best option. There's technically never been any rules about me going in aircraft. While of course I'm not going to go and sit in a helicopter the entire game, there has never been any rules. I have used boats in the past or jet skis and so on. They are a viable option. They're a viable option, but they're very difficult to make work. The reason I say that is you can get on a boat, and if nobody else is ready to get on a boat or no one else has a boat, you can sneak your way, or you can get away on the ocean, maybe up a couple of the rivers and so on. But there's only a very small amount of places you can go within the city limits, which they will be able to track. So yeah, boats and jet skis are not a good particular get away clause. Of course, I'm not allowed to leave the city. That is the rules, the play area, if you like, for me here. There's no reason why we'd ever use the top of the map, to be perfectly honest. We've tried many times to make a survive the hunt work up the north of the map. It doesn't. There's not enough buildings. There's not enough roads. There's not enough ways for you to be able to escape. Pretty much, it just doesn't work. That is, by the looks of it, a police helicopter going on over there. It could be a player. They are allowed helicopters. They are allowed to try and sneak around. That looks like a freaked out AI car, which I'm kind of keen to let go. I was trying to get it to go past me. It's gone a different way. What the hell is going on? Is the AI like fire? Oh, don't park in the middle of the road. I was busy spinning the camera around. Christ, that's going to get me killed if I'm not careful. That is a player car over there. I don't know what the hell it's doing. It's like rubbing up against various player cars or various AI cars. Trying to check, perhaps? Don't know if I really want to go towards the siren. There's a person on a bike, which is something. I say untoward. There's a lot untoward gone on here. Oh God, don't let there be. What the hell has happened over here? I have a sneaky idea here to try and not get a wanted level. I don't know whether this would give me when there's too much other action happening here, I think, for this to Christ. Cops turn a blind eye. Just don't pay a single bit of attention to me. Let me just drive by here. What the hell is happening? We've just happened to stumble upon like a massive hostage situation going on in a shop. Oh, I don't want to be a part of that. I only turned that way because there was there was players doing weird things to the left, so I had to turn right, and then that just spat us into the horrible mess. And there's a police helicopter buggering off. That is a player messing around. I say messing around, driving around in a stratum, searching around. Something went down there. I don't know what went on, but something's gone down there. Okay, let's leave. We always find weird things. It just happens. We find weird things while cruising around. Is that the intruder with a body kit? Very difficult to tell. If it is, it's not paid any attention to me. It might be a normal-looking intruder, to be perfectly fair. I don't know what the back of those cars look like. I don't pay much attention to a lot of GTA 5 vehicles. So yeah, that might just be a normal intruder. That is definitely a player car. I am now committed to going this way, so we're going this way. I mean, it's ahead of us. It crashed into the tornado and drove off, so, you know, what can I do about that? I do think my car might stick out a little bit here. This is the other issue we're going for. It's an issue for going for sports cars. The SUV, you'll just about sneak it and get away with it. You drive like a bullet through here. It's really obvious that a bullet doesn't belong here. So I might just about get away with an SUV, possibly here. I'm gonna sneakily do that. I'm hoping no one was paying any. I'm hoping there were no players around. They might not think anything of that if a player did see it, because AIs change lanes in funny manners all the damn time. So they might not think anything of it. That's what I'm going to go for. Hope for here. And we have... Oh, I probably should... Oh, no, the AIs do take that line as well, so it doesn't matter. So they probably shouldn't have been over there, but the AIs are doing it, so who cares? We are down by the Simeon docks at the moment. Well, not quite by the Simeon docks, but we're around that area. I'm going to head back to, let's say, the main part of the city. Do you fancy a... I mean, I guess I technically could. I mean, you'd stand out. That would be a... I'm in a... the problem is, like, a chase situation where that car would be good is not a chase situation where I could ever get that car, if that makes sense. Like, a chase situation where panic swapping into a sports car, into... Well, what is that? That's the, like, arena war cars. Oh, God. AI, don't do this to me. Come on, traffic lights. Thank you. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, because that truck wants to be over here, and that's going to cause all sorts of issues. Yeah, this is one of the difficulties we have, of course, with the AIs, is that they don't always know how to react with a player around. Now, it's nice being in traffic, because there are more cars, you're less likely to be looked at, basically, if you're in a big long line of traffic. However, sometimes the traffic cars don't know how to react with a player being stationary, and they do, well, manoeuvres like that. So, it's a double-edged sword. Whether it's helpful or not, I can't decide. I tend to like having traffic around, but it can be the big giveaway. It can be the thing that gets you caught. Quite easily, it could be the thing that gets you caught. We will have to wait and see. We've managed to avoid whatever the mess was that was going on over the other side. We've got away from that. So that is something, at least, that I can work with. When we were... I mean, we're a little bit on the edge of our area. We're not that far on the edge of it, so... That's fine. We'll head back up to the city. We'll blend in better around these parts with the... Porsche Macan. I can't actually remember the name of the car. No idea. Whatever this thing is, the small Porsche SUV, we can blend around with this, I hope. Nobody will really look at it. I don't know whether they're... I think I've used these things before. They're actually not that slow, so... It's a good compromise, a good sleeper, essentially. It's a car that's got decent speed, but probably won't get looked at. And that's what you want. That's like the ideal. It's the dream for Survive the Hunt, is good speed, and that nobody will ever really look. So the only things that are going to give me away is I do something stupid. We're going to sneak through that. I can't be bothered to sit at another set of lights. But I don't even know who's going to sit at a different set of lights. It's fine. It's like, it doesn't really matter how far I travel. It's just I'm thinking. That's the other thing. I'm not even really all that exposed out here. What the hell? Oh, no, they're just trying to get to that lane. That's fine. Yeah, we're not really all that exposed over here. We're generally. I say we're okay. I've not seen a hunt. Don't say they're not seen the hunter for a while bit, because that's the bit that gets you caught normally. It's like when you're just sat minding your own business, thinking, it's been quiet for a long time. That's when you get captured. That's when somebody blasts around a corner and crashes into your door. But what can you do? No, we'll just head through this bit of the city. I'm in the wrong lane. Thankfully, they've moved over as well, because I just want to go straight on through here. Just keep on going through the city streets. Something pinged. I don't know what pinged, but was it a pedestrian's phone? Possibly. I think I might actually be driving a bit too slowly around. I'm just kind of cruising in between lights. I'm doing what I would be doing if I was driving, just sort of like slowly cruising in between lights. There's no point blaring up to the speed limit and then slamming on the brakes. We're just kind of lightly cruising. However, we have got to act like an AI car, and thankfully there's no real cars to compare my speed to at the moment. But yeah, we don't want to be standing out too much. It's a fun juggling act. I wonder where they... it's kind of weird. We had a lot of activity early on. They may have found my car around that beach area. It wasn't well hidden, especially if they have got a helicopter. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they get a helicopter. They can use it. They're not allowed to use a helicopter for shooting, and they're not allowed to use a helicopter that has locking missiles. Although locking missiles kind of... They're not allowed to use it, but even if you were, they're not always the most helpful thing. Yes, they'll lock onto a player, but you won't be able to know if that player's a hunter very easily. Like, the confusion with the communication would be massive. And speaking of hunters, that one just crashed into us. They did not thread the needle there, did they? Could we go at any point? I'd just like to move. I think I got away without actually any damage on my car. Bloody hell. I like the idea of going up this way now. Christ, I've got distracted to think about helicopters. Yeah, they're not allowed to use helicopters with homing missiles, but they are allowed to use normal helicopters for scouting. Things like that could probably find my bright orange car very easily. However, I mean, they'd know where I was when I ditched it. That's about it. They might have a rough idea of the sort of car I stole, judging by what was spawning down there, but that's about it. I do actually I've got a small concern that this car is no longer spawning. I haven't seen another one for a while. Now, it would have to be a big jump. It would have to be a big jump to, with all the things going on for the hunters, to realise that this wasn't spawning and that this was looking out of place. That would be tough. Like, that would be you'd have to be paying a lot of attention to a lot of different things, and I don't know whether you would notice that. Not when trying to cover the amount of ground that these guys are having to try and cover. Because it just looks like a normal AI car. But if you memorised every set of vehicles, I guess that could be a concern for me. But I don't really see... Changing it, like, it's such an unlikely thing that the risk involved with changing it, even in changing it in a safe location, is probably greater than just sticking with it. I feel it's just an unnecessary risk to try and swap cars for that. At the end of the day, the chances are I'll probably do a janky steering manoeuvre, and that'll be what gives me away, more than somebody realising that these have stopped spawning. This is why I'm kind of heading back this direction, because if these are still spawning, they will probably be spawning the other side of the map. So we'll keep going over here. I'm amazed we got away with that Sentinel crash without any... You know, they didn't take out a tail. If they took out a tail light, I would have to swap car. A tail light gone is... I have to swap the vehicle. There's no other choice, because it is so bleeding obvious even from distance that something's not right. Amazingly, thankfully for me, they didn't. There's not even really any visible damage on the car, so it's a win-win for me. Now we just keep on sneaking. How are we doing on the old time front? We're doing pretty well. We're almost at halfway. I mean, like the initial... Excuse me. The initial chase was always, the whole point of it was that I had the big car advantage. It wasn't supposed to be a close chase, the initial one. There is a fire engine going around. That is a player fire engine as well. Sure, you want to go play around with a fire. Fair enough. Fair enough. The sirens still freak me out a little bit because I'm. I wonder if that's an actual AI police car. Are the police chasing the fire department? Is that what's going on back there? It could be. There is another police car over there, and I'm still a little bit... I'm a bit dubious. I know what the game is like with randomly giving you wanted levels. I think I figured it out. The game will randomly... the game will give you wanted levels if you're driving a stolen car. It can do, anyway. Now, it won't spawn in police to... Like, there aren't normally police driving around. The police only ever really spawn in if there's a player to chase. However, if they are chasing a player and they lose a player, or the player calls Lester, for example, and there are police cars around with nothing to do, and they happen to spot a player in a stolen car, that's how you get a wanted level. That's how I've been screwed over a couple of times. So I don't really want to see a police car around if I can help it. I can still hear the sirens blaring, but I don't know whether that's the fire engine or whether that's the police car. It's a good way... No, don't give them ideas. I was going to say, it's a good way to freak the hunted out. Is just drive around with sirens blaring, because it is... you want to look. That is definitely a player car. It's missing windows and lights. So that is one. And I'm really glad it went past. If that had been about 5 seconds later, it might have noticed the AI doing slightly silly things trying to get past me. There was because I was looking at the Stratum, I think, the red Stratum that just drove past. That looks a modicum suspicious. Just the speed that it was going, the way it was going, I think that might have been a player car. Not that it really matters, because at the end of the day, it's driven off. He's not paid any attention to me. Still hear the sirens going. That was the fire engine? Something. I can't spin the camera because I've got to look where I'm going. I've got to look where I'm going. Oh, God, you never know when an R8's going to do something dumb like that, for example. Oh, okay, we're fine. We're fine. This bit of the city was slightly less kind to me than the last bit of the city. There were a few more close encounters, and I'm still not seeing anything like my car, apart from a hunter. Again, I'm not thinking they're going to put 2 and 2 together. Gotta hope. Otherwise, if they start... Oh, there is that fire. The fire engine's just playing around with cars at the moment. Problem is, where do I go from here? Do I go straight into the city, or do I try to go around the out? I mean, the fire engine has gone that way. However, in some ways, it's kind of safer just to chase the fire engine. Okay, no, there is... Now, either that's a hunter, or my car is still spawning a bit. Is a hunter going to sit in stop traffic? Probably not. So that gives me some hope that my car is still around in places. Yeah, these... While it's certainly not unknown for hunters to try and blend in, when it's got to this stage and they've not found anything, it's very unlikely that that would be the strategy that they would be playing. Not impossible, of course. Not impossible, but unlikely. No, that's going to be an AI car. It's an AI car because it's actually doing the whole brake light thing. I have the time to look. Other players... The speed you're going to cover the ground, you won't. This is why I don't do it. Again, I say this every time, but I feel like I have to say it because someone will comment it otherwise. In fact, I'll say it and someone will comment it anyway. The reason why I won't sit on... There is a way to do it. You can sit on the accelerator, handbrake, and brake, and you can get your brake lights to come up so that you look like an AI car blending in. However, I will not do that because it is such a faff. You're more likely to mess it up, basically. You're more likely to mess it up either... by spinning the wheels or putting on the reverse lights than you are for it to work. Or let's say you can get it to work, but what the hell has happened here? Something's happened that's freaked out all the AI cars, and they want to go this way. I don't actually want to go that way. I want to go this way, and I'm hoping there's no one paying attention. Oh, that's what's going on over here. There's just a mess. What the hell is happening? I've not got in a place that I want to be in here. It's just like a weird crime scene. An abandoned muscle car, an AI crashing into a tree, an abandoned fire engine, and a Mini. Make your own story. Describe the scene in context. Find a context for this mad scene. What the hell is happening here? I do not know. I just know I don't want to be a part of it anymore. I don't know what's going on. It's just... Run away, please. Why are there weird things happening? We were busy talking about the ins and outs of brakes and stuff. Basically, a hunter is so unlikely to notice the brake lights on the car when you're whizzing around at speed. You're not going to notice it. It's not worth the risk. You're more likely to give it away than you are to have saved yourself because a hunter was checking brake lights. Is the... theory is my reasoning behind that one. What I do know is I really, really, really don't want to be around here at the moment. There are police cars going on. There was definitely a player in the fire truck. Now, normally I would assume it was Impega in a fire truck. It's normally him that goes for one. I've not seen any messages saying he's died. So he's abandoned the fire truck for something. I don't know what. I don't know where. I don't know what they're up to. They're up to something. But, you know, what can we do? What can we do here? Oh, we've paid some money away. Well, that means it's almost midnight. 10 hours to go. Give or take. Are we actually ever going to go from here? I know this is just a... I don't think there's any traffic lights for us. This is just a stop area. Sure, you know what? Let's go down here. Motorways... Motorways are a funny one. I can never decide if motorways are safe or not. I've never been caught on a motorway. However, you get very little options. There are a lot of cars here, which is good, but there are, you know, not many turnings. You can't really hide very many places. So, again, it's another thing. Could be dangerous, could be good. We're heading down here anyway. It is good, at least, at getting you to cover distance. That is one thing that the motorway is very good at. You can cover a large distance, because you're not worrying about constant stop-to-start traffic like we are through a lot of the city. No traffic lights, well, apart from this bit here to get onto the motorway and all, but... yeah. Right. And we wait. do we actually have a light for us to go here? Is it maybe that light? It's a very peculiar position, and it was green, and we weren't going. So I'm just going to... When the AI cars ahead of me go, that's when I'm going. The AI cars are going. This is where I'm... Well, I'm not going that way, AI cars. I am going onto the motorway. Oh, bugger. Why would they do that? The AI, they have betrayed me. Thankfully, no one was around. Basically, thankfully, in all of that... There wasn't actually a player watching me do something a little bit weird. Does that car... Oh, no, this... I was worried a car was missing light. That would be a player in a riot van. There's a lot of police cars around here. I haven't, like, disconnected or anything done. Nope, still in. That was definitely a player in a riot van. I don't think I've ever seen the riot vans drive... Well, no, they can in... I've seen them drive around a single player. It's like when you... If you are close... Oh, Impega blew up my Devastate. Oh. Well, I guess that answers the question of did they find my car. And they were actually not very far away from me at that particular moment because it was over by the beach. I guess it took them a while to find my car. I mean, it'd be tempting to go over there and try and kill the hunters, but that's just asking for trouble, really, isn't it? There's no... I mean, the good outcome is you kill the person that blew your car up, which is a good outcome. However, that's a small chance outcome. That's a small chance outcome. And the bigger chance outcome is we get killed and we lose the game. So, kind of don't want to do that. Kind of don't want to risk that one. Alright, there's a lot of slow-moving traffic on the motorway here. I think I heard more sirens. That... Okay, there's some weirdness going on. That car's been beaten up. That's for sure. Now, that doesn't mean... Oh... That doesn't mean that it's a player car, but it means something fishy. And there was just an abandoned car on the motorway. I guess abandoned cars aren't the rarest thing in the game. It could just be a normal as AI traffic collisions go. That one. Strange. Can't worry about it. It doesn't seem to be a player, and if it is, they've not done anything about me, so I can't really worry about them. Or, you know, I'm not going to worry about them. Do we follow this road around, or do we turn off of this road? I guess we'll follow it around for a little bit more, rather than go off of that slip road. Yeah, we'll keep going. We'll head back into the city. You know what, we can come off here, can't we? Oh wait, does this take us through the... Oh, I know where this might take us. I suppose on the actual freeway bit. Back, like, down through the middle. Sure, let's go for this. Again, I don't think anyone's really... Yeah, so this is kind of looping us back on the main... We'll just circle the motorway, it'll be fine. They won't think about checking for me on the motorway. As I said, I don't think I have ever been caught on the motorway, or ever been spotted on the motorway. I've had chases that have led me on the motorway, although it's not normally a good thing for me, because I don't normally have a car with good top speed. Maybe sometimes you have a car with good top speed. Just not all that often. Not really seeing any suspicious activity around at all at the moment, which is, you know, it's pleasant. It's nice for me to not find any suspicious activity while driving around. So used to a lot of shenanigans going on. Don't race the AI cars, just in case it might be a player. And I hear a siren again. Oh, those sirens are going to haunt me, especially if we get spotted by either the police cars or the fire engine or something like that. Those sirens are going to haunt me for quite some time. Quite some time indeed. There's definitely still sirens going on around here. Obviously this bit of the city was not a good... But I've just looped myself around in a circle pretty much now because we're just heading back the way we were. Yeah, we'll come off here. I don't know where the sirens are. I can't see the sirens. Just here. I think they might have gone underneath us. You know, that might have been where they ended up. Right. Welcome back to the city, I guess. We are in the city. I'm just going to go this way. Not even sure which traffic light was mine, so I'm not going to worry about it. You know what, let's just keep going this way. Right, we're away from sirens. That's a dump truck a long way away from where it should be. Do we reckon that might be one of them? I mean, I can't imagine that's a normal dump truck. Shall we say if I was a hunter, I would be shooting that, because that is a long way out of its normal area. Now, I'm not. Of course, I'm not hunting. I don't need to kill them. If I do kill them, they are eliminated. If they explode themselves in a stupid way or fall down a hill, then they are allowed to respawn, or is allowed to respawn and carry on. If I physically kill them, they are out of the game, and they are not allowed to. They're not allowed to talk. They're not allowed to. Well, they're allowed to talk, because otherwise it'd be boring if you die early on. But you're not allowed to discuss how and where I was that I killed them. There is that riot van again. And some oh, that's a big brigade of cars. That is a big brigade of cars right there. There was buffaloes. There's the demon car. Just driving through. There's a lot of demon cars going on here. This is a mess and a half. It's caused by the players. The other players sweeping around have caused chaos at a junction directly in front of me. Can we go, please? I do not want to be here. They're all just congregate, I guess, maybe to kind of spread out a bit. They've all kind of sort of come together and are now going to head off in different directions. I'm not sure. What I am sure of is I want to be over here now. I want to be going in this direction. There are more dump trucks around this part than I thought there would be. Maybe that other one wasn't. I mean, I would have shot at it. I mean, there's nothing really to lose. You might get a wanted level, but it would be worth it, because I would... like, suspicion-wise, that was probably worth it. There's a lot of cars. Like, they're just whizzing away, which is... unhelpful. Okay, so that's 2 hunters with a police escort going on. So with a pretend police escort going on. Bloody hell. I do not want to run into them. I say I do not want to run into them. I'm literally stuck. I can't turn away from this. Demon is wandering around over there. That's a terrifying sight to see. What is it doing? It's almost like it's checking. Oh, I'm not happy here. I'm not happy here at all. That thing is just... it's like it's doing bloody NASCAR. It is punting everything. I do not want to be here. This is not good for me. I have a horrible suspicion is that they are checking almost everything, and there are a lot of cars around. Oh, are they checking... There is a good number of hunters here. If I get clocked, I am done for. That buffalo's got to be one of them as well. What are they up to? Come on, traffic lights. Come on, traffic lights. Please give us a break. Please give us a break. Please give us a break. Right, let's go. Oh, I have to go this way because this is the lane I'm heading in. This is where I'm heading. Oh, this is the scariest, stupidest thing I have ever done. What the hell am I doing in this group of cars? Just let them go. Let them run away. Don't. How? How the hell am I alive? I was literally in the hornet's nest right there. They were prattling around, they were sorting out cars, they're driving around like lunatics. And somehow in that, I survived. I mean, like, I don't even know if me trying to drive like a normal AI blends you in better there or worse. Like, would the AI freak out with that many cars prattling around in front of them? Would the AI do something unpredictable? I mean, it's worked as far as I'm alive at the moment. Christ, I have actually got a Fitbit on. What is my heart rate at the moment? Apparently 61, which is about the lowest it gets to. That seems wrong. My heart rate's normally like around 70. Apparently I am just cool, calm and collected at the moment. Christ. I mean, the sun is starting to rise. We have 5 more hours to survive here. Just 5 hours to go. I think this is the longest I've gone. I mean, we had a chase initially, the brief initial chase. This is probably the longest I have gone without being spotted. but it is not comfortable. I can tell you that much. This is far, far from comfortable. There are two, or around this area, like we go through like pockets. We went through a good few, like 5 minutes probably, where we didn't see anybody. Saw nothing. I was on the motorway, I didn't see anybody. And I came off the motorway, and just all hell has broken loose in this one small area. Oh, where the bloody hell do we go now? I can hear a siren, but I don't want to look, because I don't want to spin the camera and do that janky steering. I'm going to go up straight on here. I'm going to head up towards the hills. I'm allowed to go to the hills. They are the outer limits, if you like, of my area, but I am allowed to go up into the hills. I did just flash the reverse lights slowing down there, and I'm hoping, thankfully it didn't look like there was anybody behind me to see. So we'll go into the hills for a little bit. We'll just loop our way around and then drop back down, maybe around by Michael's house. Something like that. Hills are actually a pretty safe place for me to go. They're unlikely to be searched unless they know I've headed that way. I mean, I guess they are not currently finding me, so maybe they have got cars up there. They are narrow, and they're much easier to sort of block somebody in up around here. Much easier to block somebody in, because the roads are so narrow. Most of the time I say, if I'm being chased by one car, I can live with that, because one car can't stop me. They're not allowed to shoot from their vehicles, of course, so they'd have to get my car stuck in such a way that they can get out and shoot me. And one vehicle on its own really struggles to do that. In the hills, it could. In the hills, it could. It could pit maneuver you, it could pin you in a corner somewhere in such a way that you would be in a lot of trouble. I mean, we have got to daylight now. We've got to daylight, the lights are going off on some of the cars. I will turn mine off as well. Just, I don't need any excuse. Any excuse for them to look at me is not something that I want. We are just going to be sneaky. We are just going to be calm. We're going to follow the Pooh-mobile over here. I don't actually know if I've ever gone up this bit. Certainly not incognito mode. I've been chased around. I've come out of this area in incognito mode, having swapped cars and escaped. We have done that a couple of times. But I've never been up here on my own. That was just a freaked out. And that's the issue with being in this part of the map. It's so narrow. The AI even can do weird things. Stuff can catch you out, and that's what I've got to be wary of. Because I really want to bloody win. I'm not gonna lie. I would love a win here. We have got, I mean, it's just 3 and a bit hours to go. 3 and a bit hours left on the clock, and the hills are a good place to kill some of that. The hills are a very good place to kill some of that time. Now, if I'm in a chase when we hit the 10 o'clock mark, that will still technically be a win for me. If we are involved in a chase, that will still be a win for me, regardless of whether I escape from it or not. Doesn't matter. It will count as a victory. Yeah, we are literally going up towards the edge of our limit now, so I do have to... I can't go... I'm not really allowed to go up to the observatory bit. That's a little bit too far outside of my remit here, if you like. We'll just keep following. I actually probably could have gone up that way and then come back down again, but, you know, I kind of like following another car, if I'm honest with you. This car's going this way, so we'll follow that. It's nice following another car because I can't use indicators, of course. Playing on the Xbox as we are here, we can't get mods for indicators, etc. Yeah, we're not allowed, or we can't physically use the indicators. So another small giveaway is that you can be spotted at a junction if you don't indicate. And well, to be fair, some of the AIs aren't actually indicating anymore anyway. So yeah, by having other cars around doing things. Holy crap, did they just stop a random AI car that they thought, or did they just spot a car that they wanted behind me? I think they might have just spotted a car that they wanted and have gone for that. That's alarming, to say the least. That is not a sight you want to see going on behind you there. There is an the armoured police van was not that far away behind me. Now, I don't know about that buffalo. There have been a fair few... Yeah, okay, so there is a buffalo... And there is the armoured police van are up this way, shall we say. Which is not great for me here. That is a lot of cars behind me in a very, very narrow space. If something overtakes me, we have to go. I don't know how they've cottoned on. I think the vehicle is a little bit of a giveaway. We have got to go now. There is no other options on this one. We have got to bail. I can't play around too much with them vehicles about. I think it's the actual car. I think maybe the car is being the giveaway in the end there. No, dear. That's not good. That's bad. Come on. Come on. Quickly. Quickly. You need to be good off-road here, car. Don't let me down. Okay, good. You didn't. The Buffalo's got a little stuck on that. That's good. Lovely SUVing right there. You know, I hate SUVs. I will never say I like them, but in this instance, it might have just saved my life. If I'd been in a sports car, I would not have cleared that stairs as well as I did. Oh, piss, I've come out right behind a player car. There's a lot of them here. I do not have as much speed in this as I would have liked. Let's not go that way. I was initially planning on... Don't tell me I've been street furnitured. Not now. Not now. Not after all of this. No, we're going to be street furnitured. Oh, come on. Flip over. Flip over. You bugger. Now, the A-guy cars around here are saving me. The police, the actual GTA 5 police may have saved my life a little bit there. We are in a really bad state, though. We are going to be near undrivable here. Oh, no. We have not got much... Oh, we have not got much time to go. But how? How do we survive for what's left of this? How on earth can we do this? My car doesn't steer. My car doesn't steer. It doesn't stop. That thing's solid. Oh, I think we're dead. I think we might be dead. Oh, I can't get out. I have got weapon advantage here, though. This is where I'm dangerous, though. Let's not forget. We have heavy weaponry. Oh, I couldn't even kill one of them. Liam got me! Oh, Liam was on a roof. I didn't get the lock-on on the first person. Liam was sat up on the roof. Yeah, I got street furnitured. I can't believe I got killed and survived the hunt by street furniture. Bloody street furniture got me. Ah... Yeah, because if I hadn't got rolled over by a falling over lamppost, I would have been fine. But a falling over lamppost got me. The SUV was not as quick as I would have liked. The SUV was really, really not as quick as I would have liked. I don't know whether I would have been better in the car or not. I figured if I could get out, I might be able to kill them with weapons. If I stayed where I was, I didn't know if I could get going quick enough. That was the fear. Bugger, basically, on that one. It's so close. That is so close. We got to within an hour. The police did buy me a little bit of time. I think the problem is once I'd lost the tyres, that was it. Once that tyre was gone, it's so difficult to drive. And it's now started raining as well. I don't think it quite started raining when I was struggling for control. But once the tyre's gone, you're basically dead. I might have been better off if I were throwing it in the subway, but yeah, you can say that a lot of times. As I said before, with these, there are a million decisions you make during a survive the hunt, and all it takes is one wrong one. You little twat! Come on, get up, moron. One wrong one. Yeah, that's a good idea, isn't it? Amazing, really clever thought. Wow, you survived that. I'm impressed. You won't survive this, though, will you? Oh, well, there we go. That was Survive the Hunt. We got so close. We got so very, very close. In the end, I'm not sure what it was. I'm not sure whether it was the car, whether I did something goofy. To be fair, they all bailed and they all stopped somebody, and I kind of drove quite swiftly away. That might have been what got it in the end. We got so close. We got so close. In fact, now it is 10 o'clock. Almost did it. Almost did it. Oh, that stairs trick. I'm so disappointed the stairs trick didn't quite work out. In the end, though, yeah, we just couldn't. We just couldn't live for quite long enough. And if I could have found here, that would have been perfect. That would have been absolutely perfect if we managed to find somewhere like this. I just couldn't get far enough away. They're the right times, and that is Survive the Hunt for you. We're getting closer. Just not quite enough. That, though, is going to be it for this video. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, a goodbye.